Don't give me
Week by week, David and Michael, the truth is what we speak.
Not
Ready,
ready,
baby.
right? 3,000 today, brother.
Not chasing a ghost, just the utility that matters the most.
Did you put in the new thing with the DTC?
Yes, on the backside.
It's not stapled though. I don't like it.
It's here. I promise you, it's right here. Last 2 pages.
But it's not stapled.
Welcome to the intro to crypto. It is Thursday night. As you guys are populating in, who are going to be the first ones jumping on our show? Let's hear a shout out if you're in live and watching us over here. It's one hell of a day, one hell of a night. It is the intro to crypto with Michael and David here. Want to thank you so much for joining us. We are got a hot
Dave
show.
Buster.
What's that?
I said Dave and Buster.
David, no, you can't say Buster. Buster is a Buster. Buster's Mr. Buster.
Yeah.
So if you're just hitting live over here, we are finally on time this week, which is so nice. Welcome to the intro
He
to
gets
crypto.
all the credit.
Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel. Here it is, the intro crypto. It is Thursday night, and it's a great show tonight. Lots of things happening here. Lots of things going on in the crypto industry. And we are excited to talk about a lot of things. If there's things you're thinking about, things you want to know about, hey, Crypto Cribs is in the house, baby.
There he is.
All right. TikTok is filing in fast and hard, and we have YouTube coming in hot. Crypto Cribs, just so you know, I saw you sent me over there. I didn't get a chance to print it up on the yardstick protocol, but I will get to that at the end. We've got a lot to talk about here. If you're out there, you've got questions, you want to hear something special, let us know. But we've got one heck of an interesting conversation to talk about.
Yeah.
Clarity made its first step in passing clarity on crypto.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty significant stuff. Crazy to think about where we are today. I still think about my father, who says, "Oh shit!"
We did it at the same time. We did it at the same time.
Just thinking about how he says to me that that's not real stuff. You know, no one's gonna buy crypto. It's not real. Lizard King is in the house. What's up, buddy? So good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here as well. My father's saying, last year about crypto, it's not real. You can't touch it. You're wasting your money. What are you doing? And I know he meant well as a protection, but reality is crypto is literally taking over the world.
Do you think your father will have any clue? Will there be anything in the news for him that will mean anything?
I am really wondering if we will
curious.
see today in the news or tonight in the news about the Clarity Act, because this is something monumental that is first time happening in the entire world in America. The world is seeing it happen. The country has been watching it happen. If you're watching MSNBC or Fox News, and hear about it. But the fact is, we don't hear about it in local news. And I'm wondering if it's going to begin to happen, that they're going to have headlines, Clarity Act passes, Genius Act, the whole thing. And then people are going to be like, what is that even about? They're going to have no idea what this all means. And that's the part that gets exciting and kind of crazy. All these things that I watched today, that 2 hours and 36 minutes today, watching and listening.
You watched 2 hours and 36 minutes of it?
I watched it and I put it on fast. You can watch. I was behind when I was watching it.
Right.
So I put it at 1.75 watching it.
I can't take 2 hours of Elizabeth Warren, by the way. She's rough.
She is rough. Crypto Crib says, Trump, Putin, she told you all. Hey, man. There's a reason why you are Crypto Cribs and you know what's happening before other people say it. Lizard King says, I say you can't touch Windows, iOS either. You can't touch Windows, iOS either, says Lizard King. At My Buddy First says, hello, fellas. At My Buddy, thank you for being on the show tonight. I believe that's your first time here, and let us know where you're from in the world. We love knowing where you're coming in from. Also on TikTok, please let us know in the world you guys are coming in from. We love to know our followers and what's happening.
Rocket Girl says we need some regulation in the crypto area.
We are getting regulation coming in. Absolutely.
There's Bearded Assassin again today too, by the
My
way.
buddy first says, again, hello, fellas. But my buddy first, I want to just again hit subscribe and like, please, very much appreciate that, and let us know where you're coming from. Everybody
Florida,
on TikTok,
Florida, wealthy girl.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. I love that very much. Bearded Assassin says that's me. I love it. All right, so let's talk about what's going on over here. The Senate Banking Committee voted 15-9 to advance the Clarity Act on May 14 today, marking a major milestone for crypto regulation by aiming to establish clear jurisdictional rules between the SEC and CFTC. Key outcomes include bipartisan support, protections for self-custody, and a compromise on stablecoin yields. Now, we know we're just in the beginning parts of this over here. We still have to get to the Senate and then to the House and then to the president's desk. But this is pretty huge stuff here. And if anybody out there didn't believe in crypto before, didn't understand what it was, it's time to open up your ears and listen, because listening is learning. And when we listen and we learn, we start to understand what's happening. And again, as we all know, they've got your head turned left, watching silly things and news of crap, what's going on in the country, or silly things that are not happening versus the most important details in United States history. Pretty hot stuff. Key takeaway is very important to know about clear.
So we are excited, by the way, about this. This is a good start. We still have a few more. You know, they said 51 more days until 4th of July. So they're saying that
between
potentially
now and
4th of July, everything else will be done for Donald Trump to do the signature on the 4th. God willing.
Crypto Crib says, did anyone watch that clown Warren today? Yes, we were just talking about Warren. You know, I will say to you, it seemed like she was getting along well with our friend Scott. And you know, and he's such a great guy, so smart. They kind of were playing nice in the sandbox. I was happy to see that. Even though they were going back and forth, it's
funny. Cribs, you're from England, and you actually were willing to put yourself through listening to Elizabeth Warren, and you're not even an American citizen, man. You get a double star for that one.
Absolutely. Clear regulatory framework. The bill establishes distinct rules separating which digital assets are securities and which are commodities, aiming to end jurisdictional confusion. Bipartisan support. The bill passed with bipartisan support approval, with Senators Ruben Gallego and Angela Alsobrooks joining Republicans in a 15-9 vote. Thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate that.
Rocket Girl's asking, why is Elizabeth Warren so against crypto?
You know, it's funny you asked that. What everybody we're asking about why they're asking why Elizabeth Warren is so against crypto.
Money.
Except the fact of the matter is Elizabeth Warren has more money in the stock market behind closed doors, not knowing anything. Where's all her money coming from? The insider stuff that nobody knows about.
That's what I'm saying. She's on the take from the banks.
She's on the take from the banks. She's working on behalf of the banks because they're filling her pockets with gold, and that's exactly what's happening. And if you think differently, let us know. Let us know what your thoughts and feelings are over here. Stablecoin yield compromise, a key agreement brokeraged by Senators Tom Tillis and Angela Alsobrooks, also certain transaction-based rewards on stablecoins while restricting passive interest like yields on idle deposits. Self-custody and developer protection. The legislation preserves the ability for Americans to manage their own digital assets and protects software developers who publish code without controlling customer funds. Crypto Crib says, yes, it was painful. Registered crypto ATMs. I thought this was a big one. The bill requires Bitcoin ATMs to register, provide customer warnings, and implement withdrawal limits. Next steps. The bill now moves to the full Senate for consideration, with the industry pushing for passage between the midterm elections. Tommy's in the house, and so is Lizard King over here. Lizard King says politicians need to represent their constituents, not the lobbyists. Absolutely. And Tommy says Elizabeth Warren is scared because she may owe her money from Indian casinos. Aha! I love that. That's awesome. That was funny. That was really good stuff. You know, what's interesting to me is the banks who control the money. You put your money in your savings or your checking account, and you're earning maybe 1%. They don't want you to put your money on all the platforms that are paying you 4 and 5% by bringing your money there. They're scared.
Or stable coins too.
Or still, they're scared that they're going to lose all the money. Well, if they're now more competitive and they start offering a higher interest instead of keeping all the money to themselves, that would create a great opportunity for the American citizens in the world today, right? Tommy says Elizabeth Warren is scared they're going to find out that she made her money from the Indian casinos. You're probably right. That's what Pocahontas. Exactly right. Let's see. The vote prompted a market rally. The crypto-related stocks like Coinbase surging over 8% following the news. Banking committee shoots down Warren. By the way, Warren 52. Did you watch that? I watched this Warren 52. She was trying to get them to change with Warren 52. There are 3 states that are already allowed to do this. I forgot her name. What's the lady with the gray hair? I just forgot her name. She's the one that's in. Oh my God.
She was the one refuting.
She was going. Yes. Oh my God. Help me out, guys. There are 3 states that are already allowed to do this: Virginia, Wyoming, and Louisiana. After this bill, other states will be allowed to do it as well. Bank permissibility language in our legislation does one thing. It simply confirms the bank use digital assets to conduct activities that they are already allowed to perform by law. She says, what I thought was amazing when she said this, and I want to say her name. Oh my God. The gray hair, beautiful woman, great. Lizard King said the biggest takeaway from the Clarity Act is the activity clause for rewards. If you own utility coins, these transactions will drive your price up. Amen and hallelujah. Tommy says bank. So where was I? I was here. Something important. The U.S. dollar is going to be digitized, she says. It is going to be a digital asset, and we need to integrate all these assets into the banks that are allowed to do them to be allowed to do them. There are no special carve-outs. The amendment would carve out 3 key provisions of the bill related to the bank permissibility, portfolio, margining, and netting.
Did you get her name, by the way? Does it begin with an L?
Yes.
Rocket Girl asked.
Yes, I think is it Loomis? Am I right?
Oh, there you go, Cynthia
Loomis. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rocket Girl.
She is amazing. I love her. Thank you, Crypto Cribs Loomis. I just drew a blank on her name and I could see her face. What a brilliant woman she is. She's awesome. Love her, Cynthia Loomis. Great stuff. Also saw something pretty important. I'm going to give a big shout out from X. I'm not sure if you follow him. It's the ISO Ledger on X at James Dula 82. Don't know if you know who he is. Had some good information to share with us. The BIS named new global settlement system after ancient Greek marketplace, Agora, where all commerce passed through. Most people in crypto have never heard of it. Here's what it is and why it matters. Project Agora is the Western answer to Enbridge. 7 central banks, Federal Reserve, Bank of England, Bank of France, Bank of Japan, Bank of Korea, and Bank of Mexico, and Swiss National Bank. 41 private institutions, JP Morgan, Citi, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, MasterCard, Visa, SWIFT, Euroclear. They're building a unified tokenized ledger. Central bank money on one side, commercial deposits on the other, smart contracts, automating compliance, and settlements between them. Crypto Crib says Project Agora. Exactly right, buddy. It entered live stream testing in January 2026. The report drops in first quarter of 2026. We are at the window right now. Here's what I uncovered. Every asset in Project Agora has a kill switch, programmable, reversible, controlled by the issuer. That's Western controllable tier. On the other side sits Enbridge, China controlled, BRICS, sovereign settlement, Eastern corridor, 2 systems built by opposing powers, neither trust another. I hope you guys are catching all this stuff and it makes sense. If you don't know and don't understand, or you want to add to it, please let us know. And we have Godforsaken Country is in the house. What a great name. Yeah. Thank you for joining and we have a wonderful evening to you too, my friend. Where in the world are you from? Please hit like and subscribe. And thank you for being a part of the show tonight. Hope you're picking up some information here. Please share with us what you're thinking about everything that's happening in this world today with crypto.
Somebody asked how long in the full Senate and the Agricultural Committee.
How long?
That's what that's what he or she just mentioned there. So I don't know how long, but I mean, I'm hoping that if you're talking about the clarity wrapping up,
hopefully in the
next 51 days.
Yeah, I was going to say 51 days, 50 days. Crypto Crib says, this is why I read the BIS, ECB, IMF, World Bank newsletter. Brother, maybe you can send me that link so I can have that as well. Good information. Good stuff.
Nico said here, what are your thoughts on XLM and HBAR?
XLM and HBAR are phenomenal coins. Phenomenal coins. Absolutely. Let's see.
We agree, Jen.
In ancient Agora, merchants from rival city-states gathered to trade, but they didn't share a currency. So who made commerce possible? The money changer. Sitting at the gate, no allegiance to any city, no flag, just neutral exchange mechanism between all of them. The BIS built the digital agora. And if you don't know who the BIS is, it's very important to look who that is. God-forsaken country. What a great name, man. Currently in the UK. Love you, brother. Right there at Crypto Cribs. Currently in the UK, hoping next stage of Clarity Act makes a difference to XRP. Amen and hallelujah. Oh, by the way, I got to put this out there. Before anything and everything we talk about, this is not financial advice. This is a real estate agent and a mortgage broker talking about digital assets, the world we live in the world and the future we're going to be living in. Please do your research. This is not financial advice.
That's good.
We want to make sure you learn about digital assets, XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR.
That's perfect. Right after Snack Attack just said, these guys look like they have no idea what they're talking about. So
we are two guys who've been doing this for a little while and loving what we do. It's for us, it's philanthropic, for getting the information out to teach people about what is digital assets. And thank you for being here today. We appreciate it. And by the way, anybody on TikTok, please come over and join us on YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, go to YouTube and type in The Intro to Crypto.
Yeah,
love to have you join our community
because a lot of times the messages go really quick and I can't catch them quick enough.
It's much easier over here.
Much easier.
Crypto Crib says XLM Project 26 yardstick. Thank you, brother. Is that what
he talked about?
That's what you sent me over here, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna open that up and read that as well. All right. So the BIS built Digital Agora. Enbridge built Eastern Corridor. XRP sits at the boundary where both systems end and the world begins. Ripple's partners SBI Holdings is confirmed inside Project Agora. The R3 Corda code that interfaces with XRP settlement is already documented on the GitHub. The DTCC named Ripple DLT in a patent. Goldman filed 153 million XRP exposure. 7 ETFs are sitting on 771 million XRP. Trinity Act is back and in the house over here. Clarity Act won't be instant, folks. It just unlocks the ability for companies to use it if they so choose, which could take years. It is not done. It is not over, but it is the beginning. It is the beginning of a beautiful future together.
Girl. Thank you.
They built the marketplace. They built Eastern Corridor. Someone has to change the money between them. That's not a coincidence. Worth ignoring. We audit the plumbing. Very important information to hear there.
Now, AM Landscaping, by the way, just asked, what's a digital asset? Do you think that's a joke?
You know,
shouldn't be on this.
No. I'm actually happy they're asking. Their first time here. They don't know what a digital asset is.
All right, go for it.
And it's great that you ask. A digital asset is also known as crypto. And crypto is the new future of the global economy and the world around us. You may have never heard this before. This may be your first time on the show. This may be the first time you're hearing about crypto at all and don't know what it is. It's important to look up and do some research. Go on YouTube, go on Google, type in XRP.
He said it's not his first. No, it's not.
Okay, so he's being sarcastic. Anyway.
Maybe.
But a lot of people are new here to the show, so it's important to learn. Type in, go to Google, go to YouTube, a great place to find, ask what is XRP blockchain, what is its function, and why is it so important?
He said, no, it's not a joke. I was being for real.
I love it, bro. Actually being for real. So again, it's your first time here. Love having you here. Got to learn all about it. Crypto Crib says it won't be signed until July 4th, the 4th of July. That is what we're hoping for. That is the 250th year of America celebration.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys caught this. This happened Monday night. I caught this information. I'm going to change a little bit a roll on something over here. As of May 2026, the Moscow Exchange, MOEX, Russia's largest securities exchange, Crypto Cribs, is integrating XRP into its national financial infrastructure. The involvement focuses on creating regulated financial benchmarks and derivatives for institutional investors. Huge. Key aspects of Moscow's involvement in XRP. The launch of MOEX XRP. Starting May 13th, MOEX began publishing a real-time price benchmark for XRP, known as MOEX XRP. This index integrates prices from major global platforms such as Binance, Bybit, OKX, and BitGet every 15 seconds.
Rocket Girl says, when will this adoption by institutional investors affect the price of XRP?
That's a great question,
retail,
Rocket
yeah.
Girl. Listen, we are all kind of sit back and waiting. The answer is we're a sneeze away. I would say we're a sneeze away. And I mean that from the sense that between now and the next 5 years.
This is exciting. Every single day there's something big happening.
Massive.
It's going to snowball as more and more volume. And there's a ton of new volume coming on the XRP ledger. Tons of new volume. And that's all going to affect the price ultimately.
Between today and the next 5 years, there's going to be such amount of change happening in the world. And I mean that sincerely. Like it's there, it's happening. It's just, you can't see it because you're not looking at it. They're not showing it to you. Crypto Crib says Trinity 1700 NDAs says differently, and Tommy says look into Sam Altman, Agent Kit. Sam Altman.
Well, yeah, we know Sam Altman.
Yeah,
but Agent Kit, I don't know what that is.
Tell us what Agent Kit is, and Tommy, please. Agent Kit.
And somebody over here is asking about currencies: the dinar, the Vietnamese dong, and the Venezuelan bolivar. I don't personally do much of that. Bolivar, that's their currency. For those three.
What's the question?
What are your thoughts? You know, I mean, there's been a lot of talk. I actually have a friend of mine that actually bought a lot of the dinar, the Iraqi dinar, in the hopes of it. I don't, I know that they're talking about with revaluation, they could be worth a lot of money. And
I would say to you, instead of investing in that, I would invest in XRP. How about that for an answer? I would recommend
I would too.
That if you have a chance to buy XRP, I think today is $1.50 or so, I would invest. This is not financial advice. I would do your research. Know that you have the plumbing, the rails of the future of the complete infrastructure of what's going to happen in the banking system.
That's what we believe.
Absolutely.
There's going to be others, I mean, it's not going to be the only token, but we believe it's going to be there.
Absolutely. Forthcoming futures contracts. MOEX plans to roll out cash settled futures contracts tied to the XRP, which will be settled in rubles. There are aimed at qualified investors and designed to provide legal, regulated way to gain exposure to XRP price fluctuations. Crypto Crib says, Trinity X's NDAs mean absolutely nothing. They are just standard procedures. And Crypto Crib says all the currencies will be digitized. Australia come out with it earlier today. What's her name? The girl. I just was reading about that before. Oh my God. With Loomis talked about the dollar is going digital. The American dollar is going digital 100%. Let's see. Institutional recognition. The inclusion of XRP by sovereign exchange acts as a significant stamp on legitimacy within Russia, placing it on par with established financial instruments rather than merely a speculative asset. These actions represent structural involvement rather than capital investment by Russian state entities into Ripple Labs itself. Look at the fact that Russia is getting involved in XRP. The world is getting involved in XRP. Why? Why is it getting involved in XRP? That's what I ask you. Lizard King says Quant is king. And we got, let's see over here. We got other people jumping in over here.
Macy says we're not going 100% digital. No.
I will say to you that it's
I hope we don't either. I mean, I want to have cash still.
listen, you can always have cash. You can always have
Then
cash.
we're not, if we always have cash, then we're not 100% digital.
I don't think we're going to be 100% digital, but I think we're going to be tremendously digital.
Yeah.
Credit
Look
cards.
at our credit cards.
Credit cards are digital
I know.
now.
I
How
know.
often do I keep cash in my pocket? Literally. I have to remember to go to the bank, put cash in my house, to have some cash to take with me if I'm going to go out and tip somebody or have cash in my pocket. Trinity X says, I love Quant. I hope it replaces Bitcoin due to its tokenomics and its ability to actually have a better use case than people just saying it's a store of value. I like what you're saying, Trinity X. Definitely.
I have some.
I don't, I don't have Quant. What's the value of Quant today? What's the price of Quant?
It's going to probably be in the 70s.
Has Russia been involved since at least 2013? I think we just went out and came back on. If we're not, let me know if we're not live streaming, if you guys are missing the show over here. Another big development over here, something to really share with you guys. If you haven't caught this already, I hope you're liking what we're talking about over here because it's important information. The DTCC advances development of new tokenization service, convenes 50 plus firms to drive digital asset adoption. Let's see. The DTCC processes and settles an enormous amount of the world's securities transactions, stocks, bonds, ETF treasuries, etc. They hold over $114 trillion in assets. That's bananas. When the DTC says we're launching tokenization services, Wall Street is basically saying blockchain and tokenized assets are becoming part of the mainstream finance. The future is now. The future is here. And what is happening in the world of crypto and digital assets? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Casey's hoping the financial system changes on the 15th, which is Friday.
Well, I'm not sure if the financial system's going to change on Friday the 15th, but we're hoping that clarity is continuing to walk forward into the process. Silent Giant says, yes, baby. What's up, Silent Giant? So good to see you back in the show, my friend. We miss having you here and love it, making sure you're a part of us. Please let us know what you're thinking about, thoughts and feelings, what's happened in the digital world of assets, crypto, XRP, and so much more. Please give us information you want us to share. We're here to make that.
That was a good point too on Casey talking about Warsh stepping in, for the Fed.
Warsh is the biggest and baddest thing. That's a greatest thing in a bad. I mean, greatest in a bad way, but baddest in the greatest way. Warsh stepping in with Trump and what they're going to do with the economy and rates and everything else that's going to happen.
Get rid of the Fed.
It's going to be a huge thing. We
need to get rid of the Fed.
Is the Fed really going to get gone? Is the Fed really?
If anybody can get rid of it, it would be Donald Trump in this administration. It's 100 years, right? Plus 113 years, right? It was 1913.
Yeah. Let's see. Crypto Crib says, anyone looked up Ripple, CNY? It's the same. I'm sorry. It's the digital yuan. Yuan. Sorry. You got to phonetically spell things if I'm going to say these correctly. Lizard King says, in 2 weeks, Quant releases Bring Your Own Node. This system will network every blockchain. Why don't we have a conversation about Quant? Maybe on Monday we'll talk more about Quant. I think it's important to know more about Quant. I don't own Quant. Maybe I have to pick up some Quant. I got to look at what is Quant going for today? You guys own Quant?
I told you it was between 70 and 80-ish
cents. That's
not dollars.
Oh, dollars.
Yeah.
You can see how much.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Well, if Quant is doing that well, it's got to be something pretty powerful, right? Please forgive me for not knowing.
It was as high as like $400 or $500. Still way off the high of where it
78.56 a Quant. God bless you guys if you own Quant and you're doing well. I'm so happy. It's up 6.51% as of today. That's fantastic. All right. Let's talk about the DTCC over here. So what happened? The DTCC announced they are moving forward with new tokenization platform launching limited live production trades in July of 2026. How ironic. Planning full launch in October 2026, working with 50 plus major financial firms to build infrastructure together. This is not theory anymore. This is real tokenized securities, real tokenized treasuries, real blockchain settlement, and real institutional participation. What is tokenization, you ask? Simple version of this is tokenization means taking real world assets like stocks, bonds, ETFs, treasuries, real estate, and turning ownership into blockchain-based digital tokens. A lot of guys on here chatting it up. I apologize getting back to you guys over here. TrinityX is quant is an over ledger protocol. Think of it as a layer 0 around $75. Is that right? A layer 0? Am I reading that right? That's Marvin Davis is in the house. What's up, buddy? So good to see you and hear you. Crypto Cribs says July 13th. July 13th is my son's birthday. That's a great day.
Oh,
my son will be 23 years old on July 13th. Great.
Why is July 13th going to be the day for him?
Crypto Cribs, tell us why July 13th is a very important day, please. He says July 13th is when the SEC case ended. I know. I remember that
3 years ago.
I remember it ending on my son's birthday. Thank you for making that point, buddy. Good point you made over there. Yes.
By the way, just to get it off let's go off the tracks just for a little bit.
Yes.
Just because I thought it'd be fun. Somebody mentioned that this Sunday, Donald Trump's rededicating.
Yes.
Which happens to be the 17th.
Yes.
And then once I heard the 17th, I started thinking about the importance of that day being 17. And here's where we're going to get a real conspiratorial.
Love conspiratorial.
What is the 17th letter of the alphabet?
I couldn't tell you. X.
Q.
Is it Q?
It's Q. And Q.
Actually, that was a dumb answer I gave him. Sorry.
Q brings up all the QAnon stuff that Donald Trump was supposed to be Q back in the day. So it's sort of funny for me. I'm just sort of processing
with
all the
24
stuff.
letters in the alphabet. I said X. What a schmuck I am. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Crypto Crib says July 13th is when the SEC case ended and DTC starts the 13th. Okay. No kidding.
Okay. I did not know that.
That is a really interesting ending and date start. Crypto Cribs always dropping bombs with information over here. Love it, love it, love it. So going back into some more stuff about the banking industry right now, I still don't understand for all these years and all this time how much control the banking industry has had over us with really controlling how much you earn interest and everything else on your money. And they're scared. The banking industry is scared that they're going to lose control.
I'm with you, Casey.
What's Casey saying?
Yeah, Q is for real. It was to teach us to stand up. She's 100% right.
Good shout out there, Casey. Good stuff.
I agree. I've and a lot of those things that Q said years ago that the mainstream media was poo-pooing it. To the day, years later, it's exactly what's happening. So, and Q always used to say, they're not going to be able to walk down the street. So all these people, that pedophiles and all these things, when they all get caught up, he said, she said, Q said, they won't even be able to walk down the street when everything comes to light. So it's interesting because it's been right on.
Amen. Mamboland is back. Hello, fam. Good day to you, my friend. So good to have you in the house on our Thursday night show. A lot of talk over here. A lot of things happening. This Clarity Act is really big stuff. How much are things going to go up right now is a question with the crypto and digital assets. Are we going to continue to see a rise? Do you think that it's going to continue to go up a little bit every day? Are we going to have some pullbacks? Crypto Crib says TikTok people need to get on YouTube. Yes, we would love to bring you all. Please come on to the YouTube channel.
Give it to them.
Let's give you a showman on this whole thing here. I got a lot of things popping in.
You wrote it down last
time. I did.
Time.
Let me just give me 1 second. I appreciate you guys being so patient. So here is how you find us on the YouTube. That's what looks like. It's the intro to Crypto. Please go on YouTube to The Intro to Crypto, and you will join us here live on the show and interact with so many hundreds and thousands of people who are on the show daily, because you guys can all talk together. It's a community.
Well, I see them talking to each other even on here. They're talking, but you're only getting it on TikTok. You're not getting it from
the only problem with TikTok is that it's flying so fast.
Yeah,
we
that's
can't
the
see
problem.
it. Where over here we can have a little more control on YouTube. Lizard King says this is happening. It is absolutely happening, and it's happening in a way that is so remarkable. How about all our friends? How about all your friends out there that tell you that crypto is fake? One of my closest friends, his name is Chris, and he's like, you still buying that fake money? Are you still investing in that crap?
Yep.
And I hate it because he needs it more than anybody. I mean, he struggled. He worked so hard, and I'm like, Chris, why don't you just buy a little bit? Take $100. Take a little bit of money. Just buy it. You have nothing to lose here. I even said to him, if you lose it, I'll give it to you back. That's what I said to him, because I just wanted to give a chance.
Yep.
You want your friends to really have a chance in life and not poo-poo everything you're saying, because what's going to happen is this is going to blow up. It is going to go to the moon. It is going to be something crazy. I see over here somebody says over there, road. I can't read it. The fiat money is monopoly money. Yes, fiat money is monopoly money. You're absolutely right. Live visibility. We got strict restriction. What happened over there? Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Anyway, Marvin Davis, Lizard King talking to Marvin Davis over here. You guys are awesome. Going back into the DTCC over here, blockchain digital assets. That's the big story. The literally said, okay. Let's go into why it matters about the DTC is trying to bridge traditional finance and blockchain digital assets. That's the big story. They literally said their goal is to bridge TradFi and DeFi. This means faster settlement, near instant clearing, 24/7 markets, programmable assets. You have to hit that okay thing over there. What's going on?
I just real quick. I bet you. I wonder if they shut it down because we threw out the QAnon thing. I'm just thinking
it can't be. Are you serious?
they used to ban all that stuff.
So I don't know. Is TikTok? Are we still live with you guys? Because it's been a problem with. I think we got shut down just now. All right. Tommy says the banking industry, aka Rothschild. Right there, you go. Very good point, Tommy.
Yep.
Crypto Crib says I'm still buying that fake silver that is useless, and now everyone says, "How did you know?" Later, glitches. I love it. And Marvin Davis says, "Lizard." Listen, silver is.
They do hear us on TikTok.
Thank you guys. We thought we got shut down over here.
Yeah.
They told us they just shut us down.
So we're getting the messages.
All right, cool. So why XRP people are paying attention? This is where you. Let's see. Tokenization needs liquidity movement. If trillions of dollars of assets becoming tokenized, the value has to move between chains, banks, jurisdictions, currencies, exchanges, custodians. That's where many in crypto believe assets like XRP, stablecoins, interoperability networks, settlement protocols can become extremely important, as you guys know, or don't you? Especially since Ripple has already participated in tokenized treasury pilots, XRP Ledger has focused heavily on tokenization infrastructure. Institutions are increasingly experimenting with interoperability and cross-border settlement. So people are asking, who are the 50 firms involved with the DTCC? DTCC did not release a complete official public list of 50 firms, but reports and industry coverage mention major participants, including, ready for this? As you know, JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you, Rocket Girl.
BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Citigroup, Charles Schwab, NASDAQ, NYC Group, UBS, Wells Fargo, Robinhood, Circle, Fireblocks, Ondo Finance, Ripple, and Kraken. Just to name a few. Guys,
Sal's using his Gemini card just like you.
I love the Gemini card. I love the
just
Gemini card. I love that, if you guys aren't using and earning crypto on your ability, you're making a mistake. I will say to you, if you don't have Uphold, it's a platform that's fantastic. They have the Uphold debit card, and you basically just use that debit card, and you're earning 3 to 4% XRP or any other asset you want to, any other digital asset you want to earn on. Gemini, again, earning up to 3% on your credit card that you're using already. So there are so many ways to earn, and there are going to be many more to come for sure.
Yep.
More and more, and it's going to happen. Banks today are going to start changing their whole thing. They're going to have credit cards with banks to earn crypto. Wait till it's going to happen.
Somebody says, "What about the list you just read? I missed it." You want to read those? You want to read them back over one more time?
Absolutely happy to. This is part of the DTCC over here. Hold on 1 second. So the DTCC did not release a complete official public list of firms, but reports industry coverage mentioned major participants in the DTC. They're working with XRP. Working with XRP, JP Morgan Chase, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Citigroup, Charles Schwab, the NASDAQ, NYSE Group, UBS, Wells Fargo, Robinhood, Circle, Fireblocks, Ondo Finance, Ripple, which is, of course, XRP, and Kraken. Guys, you're going to say something.
You mentioned BlackRock.
Yes.
Let's talk real quick about Donald Trump just going to China.
China.
Did you know he went with, I don't know, 12, 17, 15, whatever, executives from American companies? And one of them was BlackRock. So I'm curious, what are they doing over there? You know, like I assume maybe they're trying to open up the ability to do more in China.
We just talked about this whole thing that China and Moscow are already involved with XRP. I mean, Korea, Japan, China is definitely involved.
It was 17. Okay, Casey, thank you.
They're changing infrastructure. Yeah. Oh, a lot of people jumping over here. I'm sorry. Crypto Crib says the DTC list is a lot bigger than I've seen it. Crypto Crib says Larry Fink. You got BlackRock, man. That's the holy grail. That and what's the other one over there? With a V. Holy moly, they're involved in everything. What's the other company?
Begins with a V.
I think it was V.
Not Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Okay.
All these guys who are controlling the whole financial system, they're all involved with XRP. They're buying it up. They're consolidating it. They're grabbing.
So what are they doing in China right now? Leverage China has all kinds of clean resources. So what do you think? What's your thoughts on why do we have all these executives, these big, powerful people over there with Donald Trump right now?
At the end,
just to talk about it, guys. I just want to talk about it.
Crypto Cribs also adds an Apple CEO.
Yep.
So
that's correct.
Another good point there, Crypto Cribs. Why are they all together? Because at the end of the day, the system all has to be able to talk to each other. The systems all have to talk to each other around the world in order to work completely. You got Russia and China and Japan and Korea and Brazil and all these other countries, right? Who are going to be moving money back and forth and around the block. Literally, they're on the block, right? Mm-hmm. The blockchain, right? No more Nostra Vostra. No more Nostra Vostra.
But they're not.
Someone think I'm doing 6-7. This isn't 6-7.
I'm
doing Nostra Vostra, baby. More Nostra Vostra.
But I don't think they're there for the new money, the new monetary system. I think there's something else going on. There's something else going on. I don't know what it is, but maybe they're trying to have China open up, and maybe this is going to allow a lot more industry, our American businesses to flourish as China opens up, or some. I don't know. I'm just wanted to bring this up to see what other people think. I'm curious.
What we can say for sure is having peace with China and Russia and America is a big thing. That's for sure. And when you have Trump, who's always in conversations with them, making as much peace as possible, because you're talking about the three major like powerhouses in the world, right? China, Russia, and America, right? You're talking about negotiations and relationships and money and businesses. I mean, it's important. Crypto Crib says the most people look straight ahead when they should be looking at all around. Exactly right. The world that we live in has us watching fun, exciting shows and things that make us laugh or keep us entertained. How many people out there literally watch the news, real news, and how many really know about what's happening around them? Tommy says that's a big club and we're not in it. Thank the Lord.
And Casey says he's got him by the balls. We agree that he does. Donald Trump is playing this game masterfully.
He's the ultimate chess player.
But you don't need to bring 17 executives on a flight to go to China when you already got them by the cojones.
You know what? It's building.
That's my question.
It's allowing China to have the ability to speak and talk to these companies and executives because they want to have business between each other. And if Trump has the relationships and China says, I want the relationships too. And Trump goes, in order to get these relationships, here's what I need from you. It's a give and take. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But in reality, what is he doing? He's building relationships. He's creating community. And he's creating a powerful economic system for the United States at the end of the day. He wants power financially, and he likes the ability to negotiate terms and make things happen.
I agree.
Lizard King says the axis of freedom. There you go. Absolutely. Tommy says Muskrat is with him and the CEO of NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Thank you very much, buddy. That one guy jumped in over here. I missed you, buddy. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. I missed a bunch of things over here.
Casey, you got to get over to YouTube, by the way. You got some good stuff.
Crypto Crib says bread and circuses. And that one guy says Jake Claver wrong again. He said no clarity last week.
That is correct.
That is correct. Tommy says Muskrat is with him and the CEO of NVIDIA. Lizard King says Axe to Freedom. Blade is back in the show.
Hey, Blade.
Good to see you, buddy.
But I think Jake can say we don't have clarity yet because it's not the end of the year. If we don't get it till January, Jake was still right. So I'm not saying, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying we just have the start of clarity. We still have a lot more voting to get through.
Blade says the petrodollar is failing. Global economy is failing, setting out for the new digital system. I agree with you, buddy. One guy says Trump should have brought Michael on that flight. Michael Saylor. I think he meant to say.
Yeah. Not me.
Michael, you or Michael Saylor?
No, not me. I'm sure he meant Michael Saylor.
Crypto Crib says, don't listen to Jake. He is not a big fan of Jake. And Lizard King says, they have their own stories to tell. Yeah, you're right. They've got their own stories to tell. And their ability to kind of, there's a lot of, there's a saying. I was listening to, what's the guy who does all the, when you're in your dumps, and the tall, big dude that is a therapist. He's a motivational speaker.
Oh, you're talking about.
Help me out. Yes. Great guy. We talked about him last week or Monday.
I talk about him all the time.
Yeah. I actually follow him and I went
to his thing.
Me too. Anyway, my point is,
I'll get it for you in 2 seconds.
So when you get the name for him, it'd be very helpful. But basically, when you are in a financial status of gazillions, you're a whale. Your friends are other whales, and you get to hang out with other whales. And by hanging out with other whales, and learn information.
Tony Robbins.
When you are in a position financially,
thank
you, Jack, and Grandpa said Tony Robbins also over there. When you're in a financial place in your life where you're here, your friends are different. You start to learn and see things that you never knew about in the business world.
Yeah.
And what Trump is doing, I think, is bringing those people together in that element of business world to help bridge the gaps, to create things happening. That's what I think is happening personally.
Okay.
Mambo Lang.
So basically, he's doing Apprentice China.
He's doing Apprentice China.
Apprentice China. You like that? Yeah, you can use it.
That was really good. Apprentice China. Let's see. That one guy says, Michael, the great host. You are the great host.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And Mambo Land
said
says, that was that one guy. He loves you.
I love you one day.
Mambo Land says, what's his name? Ziping practically said MAGA all this.
Hey, Ron.
Said MAGA all this Iran thing was to make China cry. Uncle face green smiling. He's got a point. And Crypto Crib says Fuel prices are about to explode for a bit. I feel like they've exploded already. I'm at $4.50 over here. I'm not worried about it. I might be driving a little less, but I'm okay. It's all for
I took my bike here tonight.
Yeah. It's all for the greater good, right? It's all for the greater good. As far as that goes. But what we're just talking about, so
It's sort of funny. I don't watch sports at all. I don't watch sports at all.
I love sports.
And I used to say all the time, my two prophetic moments, I used to say all the time, I don't care if sports disappeared off the planet, I wouldn't skip a beat. And then COVID happened. Sports disappeared off the planet, and I didn't skip a beat. Right after that,
I will disagree with that, by the way. I skipped a lot of beats when sports were away. Go ahead.
you did?
Yeah, I hate
Well,
it.
I didn't, though, because I'm saying I didn't miss a beat because I didn't care. I don't care.
So your point.
My point was, I said the exact same thing. Oh my
I
gosh.
screwed you up. I apologize.
You sort of messed me up a little bit.
I have no job.
I know what it was. I used to say all the time, I don't care if I have to go through hard times to get the freedom in this country, to have America turn back to the way it was. And you know something? It seems like we're getting to that situation. High fuel prices, all these things are going, and these are the birth pangs to
Birth pains.
to hopefully getting a new country,
A new monetary system.
a new country.
A new world order.
Praise God.
And lower taxes, knock on wood, lower gas prices, XRP running the entire financial system in the world. It's going to happen. I'm going to bet it right now. I'm going to bet you right now.
Here we go. Eric wants to know how high it's going to get. Here you go. Answer it.
XRP is going to be the new and the only. No, maybe not the only. I shouldn't say the only. It is going to be the most important piece of financial institutions on how all money moves, not only around.
Oh, you're not giving a
United
price?
States.
You're not giving a price. He wanted a price. You're not going to give a price.
You know what the problem is? You can't give a price today because the price changes today, like literally all the time.
I know.
I
agree, Jen.
You buy today for the future. Let's see, got a bunch of things over here going on. Crypto Crib says Iran is all about Britain's control since 1908, BP oil.
Yep.
And Crypto Crib says, look up Lloyd's of London shipping insurance. Another good point. Let me pull up, by the way, Crypto Cribs, your thing you had over here.
On the XLM?
On the Yardstick Stellar Protocol 26. I'm not sure if you guys know what this is.
We talked about that a million.
For Protocol 26, the letter Y brings us to yardstick. It wasn't a hard choice. A yardstick is what you reach when approximation stops being good enough. It doesn't speed anything up or make anything louder. It makes things exact. You use it when a line needs to land precisely in the right place, when a measurement needs to be trusted, when the margin for error is zero. That's the character of this upgrade, where the whisk was about the speed of X-ray and about new vision. Yardstick is about precision, freezing what needs to be frozen, handling numbers correctly at the edges, and giving developers fine-grained control over things that previously required workarounds or risk tolerance. We can call it Stellar Yardstick Protocol 26, or Yardstick for short.
And Stellar is XLM for people that don't know.
Yardstick went live on mainnet on May 6th, 2026. Following the validator vote, follow the upgrade guide for the latest Stellar releases. Here's a quick rundown of the changes. Let's see. Blade says we risk cover for vessel has seen premiums triple, rising from 250,000 to 750,000 per vessel. Wow, that's pretty big.
Well, I was talking to an attorney yesterday. He asked me, he goes, "You still like Donald Trump?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I do." And that's one of the things I said to him. I said, he's breaking the back of all the insurance companies in England with what he's doing. I mean, when Lloyd's of London said we're not going to insure those ships, what did Donald Trump do? We're going to insure you. Don't worry about it. We'll do it as America. It just totally gave it to him. I just love it. He just goes right at him.
Absolutely. Again, for all you guys who have never been on the show before on TikTok, I want to thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to the Intro to Crypto. We are here Mondays and Thursdays around 5:30 p.m. We run till about 6:30 p.m. We would love to see you join us on YouTube as well. Go to the Intro to Crypto. It's the place where you can communicate with a huge community of people, amazing, smart people from all over the world, literally, who are you can communicate with on the show and after. And we appreciate being a part of our lives and our show. It is so important to have you part of our show here today. We love you and appreciate all of you. Hopefully you're learning too. That's important.
Eric is saying some are saying that you will need $100 in XRP to change your life. Seems a little bit of a dream.
You know what, Eric? It does seem like a dream, but the reality is at some point in our life, you won't be able to afford to buy one XRP. That's how high XRP will go. Now, how long will it take? Will it take 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And depending how old you are, depends on how much you may want to buy and how much you want to hold. I'm going to be 52, right? I would like to enjoy the next 30, 40 years of my life. I would like to say, based on how much money I want to have per month, based on how much XRP will be, based on how much I should have purchasing now. That's why I tell people all the time, you should be buying it on a regular basis, set it, forget it. Tommy's saying, peace, baby. Tommy, we love you, man. All the way from Philly. Crypto Crib says, Trump also hates my PM Starmer, which is brilliant. Prime Minister Starmer. Yes. Because
he's in England.
Because he's not.
Right? He's in England, though.
Yes. Crypto Cribs is in England. He's in the UK.
Yep. That's why he said my.
Yes. I thought this is really important stuff over here about the Y stick. The yardstick Y stick. A governed on-chain incident response. I'm going to leave that alone. All right, guys. Lizard King says they can go digital or they can use money with Trump's face on it. TDS causes adoption. Hold on a second. I saw that $100 bill with Trump's face on it, and I thought it looked really pretty. Did you see that $100 bill?
No.
Someone made a mock-up of it. I think I saw it on YouTube, and it looked really pretty. It was a pretty $100 bill. I don't know if you'll get to have the $100 bill, but I'd say okay with it.
I agree, Casey.
So what is Casey saying over there?
Yeah, we're breaking away from England and their control. I agree.
It's a new world. It's a new world order, and things are happening.
Casey and I drink of the same Kool-Aid. Because I can just tell right away that, like some people, you talk about, we were chattel, from it was it was in the 1800s. I forget what it was. Basically, they pledged us as people to England, in 1889, 83 or whatever.
This.
Yeah, I'm sure crypto does as well, but I just I haven't heard it in a while, so I don't recall all the details. But basically, it was a new treaty that they had signed that basically gave us control back to England.
Crypto Crib says, I've seen a bill earlier with the Phoenix on it. That's pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah,
the Phoenix rising from the ashes. And again, as many of you know on YouTube, and if you haven't been on, by the way, if you go to theintrotocrypto.com, that website will specifically send you directly to our hoodies. We have a beautiful XRP hoodie with the Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a beautiful, beautiful hoodie. Love to have you check it out. Free shipping on that as well. Theintrotocrypto.com is for that. And the Intro to Crypto on YouTube is the place to be to follow us there as well. All right, Mike, I think we're all done for tonight.
You're done, dude.
I'm going to thank you all.
Just an hour.
Thank you all.
Just an hour.
Just put something in your head. Thank you for joining us here on Thursday Night Show. Lizard King says surfs. Crypto Crib says, I'm sorry. Lizard King says surfs. I want to thank you all for joining the show tonight. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. It's going to be an amazing weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend weather-wise here as well. And Crypto Crib says, don't forget to stock up on food. Major shortage is coming.
And don't forget the 17th, we're rededicating America to God. So
God bless. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom to you all this weekend.
Yep.
Right?
Matter of fact, yeah, a lot of the Christians that I listen to, they're all saying we should be actually joining up and celebrating Shabbat this week in preparation of Sunday.
I love it. I love it. Atlantic Living jumped in, says Trump is ending British colonialism. And Daniel James says, hello, guys, from St. Lawrence Seaway. XRP need to be $100 per coin in order to handle large-scale money transfers. Well, that is not only for sure. I want to mention that guy that they should go watch also. That was really good. Crypto Crips really good thumbs up.
That was somebody talked about it the last week.
Yeah, it was a great.
It was a great recommendation.
If you haven't checked out, what's his name? Oh man, can I find it? I'm going to give one more shout out to this guy here. I'm
looking for it myself.
Yeah, I had somebody. Oh, here it is. Crypto Phoenix.
Crypto Phoenix 777, right?
If you haven't seen Crypto Phoenix, definitely
really
want
stuff.
to check out. Crypto Phoenix is very, very smart guy. He's got a lot of great information to check out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Crypto Phoenix 777. If you haven't listened to him before, you don't know who he is, go check out Crypto Phoenix on YouTube. Crypto Phoenix 777.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much for joining, guys, tonight. Thank you for being a part of our show on TikTok, on YouTube, and all the other platforms, X and everything else. We love and appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Monday. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you so much. Later, Lizard King. Later, Crypto Cribs.
Bye, guys.